Okay, today we're going to talk about standard form. Standard form is ax plus by equals c, where a, b, and c are all going to be numbers, and x and y will always stay x and y. And finally, the x-intercept, that's exactly like it sounds. It's where a line crosses the x-axis. So let's start with standard form. Standard form is as follows. So here's an example, 3x plus 6y equals 12. This equation is in standard form, where a would be 3, b would be 6, and c would be 12. We're asked to convert this equation into slope-intercept form. So right now it's in standard form. We wanted to get it into slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. So we want to get it into that form. So one way to do this is to manipulate the equation. To manipulate an equation, what we could do is, instead of this saying 3x plus 6y equals 12, I wanted to say y equals. So what I'm now going to do is try to rid the left side of everything but the y. So the first thing I need to do is get this x to the other side. I can do that by subtracting 3x. 3x minus 3x, that's 0x. It cancels out. So now I'll have 6y equals 12 minus 3x. 12 minus 3x, you can't do that. You can't say it's 9x. They're not like terms. You can't subtract those. But I don't want to write it as 12 minus 3x because I want the x term to be first. Because if I look at slope-intercept form, the x term is the first term. So instead of 12 minus 3x, I'm going to write this as negative 3x. And then since that's a positive 12, I put plus 12. Now this is looking close to slope-intercept form. My problem is the 6 in front of the y. So I need to divide to get rid of that. And I have to do that to each term divide by 6. Cancels, and I get y equals, which is what I want. Negative 3 divided by 6, that'd be negative 1/2. 12 divided by 6 would be 2. And look at that. I've got an equation in slope-intercept form. Now, there's actually even a trick to make this quicker and easier than it is. And we're going to talk about that on the next slide. So find the slope and intercepts for each equation. So we've got 3 equations here, including the one we just did. But I'm going to show you tricks. To find the slope of an equation, you do negative a divided by b. To find the x-intercept, now x-intercept isn't all that important, but sometimes you might be asked to do it. And to find the x-intercept, you do c over a. To find the y-intercept, you do c over b. Those 3 things you want to memorize. The slope is negative a over b. The x-intercept is c over a, and the y-intercept is c over b. So what I mean by that is these are all in standard form. Ax plus by equals c. So to find the slope, I want to do negative a over b. My a term in this first equation, 3x plus 6y equals 12, my a term is 3, so that would be negative 3 over 6, and that simplifies to negative 1/2. And if I go back, because this is the same equation, what did we get for a slope in that equation? We got negative 1/2. So now the x-intercept is c over a. So that would be, c over a would be c is 12, a is 3. So 12 over 3 is 4. So my x-intercept is 4. My y-intercept, a little more important than the x-intercept. C over b, that would be 12 divided by 6, which is 2. So we get a y-intercept of 2. And if I go back again, look, we had a y-intercept of 2. So this works. So then we're asked to write an equation in slope-intercept form. So now I just got to put in my slope, which is negative 1/2, and my y-intercept, which is 2. You don't need the x-intercept for slope-intercept form. We were just practicing finding the x-intercept. All right, let's look at our next one here. Negative 5x plus 4y equals 8. So let's find the slope. It would be negative a over b. So that would be negative 5 over 4, because my a is negative 5, my b is 4, and my c is 8. So negative 5 over 4, when you're at a negative, the negatives cancel out, and it's just 5/4. So my slope is 5/4. My x-intercept is c over a, so that would be 8 over negative 5. That doesn't simplify, so that's just negative 8/5. My y-intercept, c over b, which would be just 8 over 4, which is 2. And now I can write my equation. Y equals my slope is 5/4, and my y-intercept is 2. And I've successfully written the equation in slope-intercept form. Again, you don't need the x-intercept to write an equation in slope-intercept form. We were just practicing finding that as well. All right, I want you to try to do the third one on your own. So pause the video and try to find all of that information. Okay, for the slope, it would have been negative 2 over negative 8, because this was minus 8y, so you need to think of that as a negative 8. So that simplifies to 1/4. My slope's 1/4. So negative a over b. C over a for the x-intercept would be negative 8 over 2. So my x-intercept is negative 4. My y-intercept would be negative 8 over negative 8. My y-intercept is 1. So then my equation, my slope is 1/4. My y-intercept is 1. So y equals 1/4 x plus 1. All right, let's go to the next one. So it's the same idea. So what I want you to do is I want you to try to figure these three out on your own. So pause the video and try them. The third one might be a little challenging. We might need to talk about it. All right. So the first one, negative 4x plus 3y equals 8. So I'm just going to write this over here once. Slope is negative a over b. So p 4 thirds, because negative 4 would be 4. My x-intercept is c over a, which would be negative 9/4. My y-intercept is c over b, which would be 9 over 3, which would be 3. So then my equation, y equals 4/3 x plus 3. All right, for the middle one here, my slope would be 5 over negative 2, so negative 5/2. My x-intercept would be 0 over negative 5, which is just 0. My y-intercept would be 0 over negative 2, which is also 0. So I know this goes through 0, 0. So my equation would be y equals negative 5/2 x. My y-intercept is 0. I don't need to put plus 0, so that is my equation. So let's look at this next one. So if this was in this form, my a would have to be 0. This would have to be a 0x. So now I can figure this out. My slope is negative 0 over negative 8, which is just 0. My x-intercept would be 8 over 0, which is not possible. So there is not an x-intercept, because you can't have a fraction over 0. My y-intercept would be 8 over negative 8, which is negative 1. So if I was going to write this equation, so y equals, my slope is 0, so I'm not going to put 0x. My y-intercept is negative 1. So there is my equation, y equals negative 1. All right, that is it for this lesson.